All right, welcome back to Nadlin Forum Podcast Daily, folks. Today we're digging into the new Saving the American Dream Act. This one's just dropped, like a day ago? September 16th, actually. It's a bipartisan bill. And when I say bipartisan, I mean like everyone's come out for a group photo. Representatives Mark Alford from Missouri, Lou Correa from California, Tracy Mann, Brittany Pedersen, plus a whole lineup of co-sponsors from all over the map.
Yeah, Ruby. Bipartisan is not something you see much these days. When you have Republicans and Democrats and even industry big shots all agreeing on something, it means there is a big problem to fix, or at least that they all think there is. With this bill, I feel it's about the basics. Homeownership is still the American dream. But let's be honest, that dream is kind of slipping away from a lot of people.
Exactly. And the bill's got all these big goals, right? Cutting mortgage costs, smoothing out the federal housing finance programs. I always think, why is it so convoluted just to get a loan? Lowering construction costs, trying to bulldoze those local regulatory barriers, down payment help, insurance costs. It's like they put every single kitchen sink into this thing.
Insurance costs. I mean, we talked about insurance back in episode 3, remember? Premiums just keep climbing, and that's training people to give up on owning a house, which is wild. Now with this bill, they want to manage those insurance costs and push for disaster resilience, which is especially relevant after years like the last few with so many natural disasters.
It's not just an American thing either. I was just on the phone with my friend in Sydney who's been saving for a deposit forever. And I mean, it feels like she's been almost there since I was in high school. Australia's got that same issue. Everyone wants to own, and then you peek at the actual numbers and poof, nowhere close. It's a little comforting and depressing that affordability is a shared trauma. This bill tries to actually address that from like 10 different angles.
And the real estate industry is not just clapping from the sidelines either. Groups like the NAR, NMHC, NAA, Mortgage Bankers Association, they're all in. They want a comprehensive fix. And honestly, if you see that many industry reps at the table, you got to pay attention. So let's dig into the why. Why is housing so expensive, even though it feels like everyone keeps promising to fix it? I think the act really addresses the big three: rising construction costs, local rules that just slow down everything, and then, like we said, insurance that's all over the place.
And construction costs. Good grief. Have you seen what builders are paying for materials these days? Timber, steel, even just getting a tradie is double what it used to be a few years ago. It's not just labor, permits, delays with the council, and the result is fewer homes and rent skyrocketing. We saw this back in our episode 5, yeah? Fewer new apartments, absorption rates shooting up. Same story, different zip code.
Absolutely. And I can tell you, this isn't just in the US. In Tel Aviv, for example, apartment prices have doubled or even tripled in just 10 years. The rules are so tight. Height restrictions, zoning, they slow down everything. It's not that different from New York. So much red tape. People just stop trying to build, and then demand outpaces supply every year.
And Leo, you always say this, but when the main real estate groups are all rowing in the same direction, that probably means everyone's had enough headaches. You've got the Mortgage Bankers Association, the National Association of Realtors backing it, so the industry's basically saying, we need a lifeboat, and it needs to be big enough for everybody.
Exactly. These groups, even though they usually compete, are supporting reforms. They want to cut the red tape and finally do something about all the rules holding up new construction. It's like the bill finally matches what the market needs, and that's a rare thing. And you see, the support is bipartisan too. Not just politicians, but both the private and public sectors are saying the same. The current path isn't working.
Yeah, and you can see why young people especially are feeling boxed out. It's like the hurdles just keep stacking higher every year. Prices, down payments, insurance, regulations. The bill's looking to hit all those head on, and I'll be curious if it actually gives people a real shot again, not just in the States, but maybe somewhere like Sydney or Tel Aviv too. So the big shake-up with the Saving the American Dream Act is this. There's going to be a federal interagency task force. That's like an Avengers-style group for housing policy, yeah? They want to actually get everyone in the same room instead of every agency sort of bumbling around doing their own thing.
Haha. Yeah. Avengers for housing. That's not far off, actually. In the past, you had, FHA, Fannie Mae, HUD, all these programs, but each one's got different rules. Works against each other sometimes. The idea now is to coordinate, align programs, cut duplication, and hopefully stop the left hand fighting the right.
We've seen like older attempts where you get maybe one agency in charge, but then the rest are on a different agenda, or they just, silently disagree for 10 years. This is meant to break through that and get everyone to answer the same question. How do we make this affordable for actual families?
The difference here is it's not just inside the Beltway. They brought in the industry, state, and local people, almost everyone who touches a home transaction. It's ambitious. I still wonder about something though, like, are these ideas tough enough to survive the next election? Will a new Congress want to keep this coordination going? Or is it politics as usual after November?
And maybe the other tough question, will it actually shift the numbers for young families or first-time buyers? I mean, talk is cheap, but can it drive those down payments low enough? Or actually streamline insurance? Or, I don't know, maybe we'll check back in a few episodes and see where it all lands. But at least it's a start, and at least everyone's in the room.
Yeah, Ruby, even if this is just the beginning, I'm actually hopeful. Bipartisan doesn't always last, but when it works, it moves mountains. Let's see if they can keep the momentum going.
All right, that's where we'll leave it for today. We'll keep tracking this story, so subscribe if you want the updates. Lior, thanks for your always unfiltered New York Tel Aviv wisdom. Everyone, see you next time on Nadlin Forum Podcast Daily.
Thanks, Ruby. Always a pleasure. Bye, everyone. Stay smart, stay curious, and don't lose sight of your own dream. See you next episode.